video in a while, so welcome to Living BS Free. We haven't done any videos, we haven't done any blog posts. I think she's kept up with Instagram and Facebook a little bit, but other than that, we really haven't done much. Holidays just been, you know, a lot of work and stuff, and then, you know, we've been trying to figure things out and make plans and figure out how we're going to do everything. So, been doing a ton of research, but
today we're back at it. We're headed to an RV show. Yay, I love playing in RVs.
The Greater Chicago RV Show in Schaumburg, Illinois. So we're heading there now. We're gonna hopefully film in there. I don't know if they're gonna allow it or not. We're gonna see. Bring the camera in, and if they say no, then I'll turn it off. But check out some RVs. We're still now I'm debating going to a Class C, getting rid of our travel trailer and getting a little towed vehicle to pull behind or something like that, because with 3 dogs and a cat, it's going to be difficult to shove them all in the back seat and let them actually deal with each other if we're doing any long distance driving. Whereas in a Class C, they can pretty much have the roam of the place while we're on the road. If anything, you know, they could be in their cages or whatnot during part of the time, keep them safe and keep us from having to constantly yell at them. So, still debating, so that's why we're going. The show, we're gonna go to a few other shows. We'll be at the Madison RV show,
February 4th.
And there's a Rockford one. And then, the Stevenson Convention Center in Rosemont. So if you go to our website, there's a calendar, links in there, like upcoming events. I posted in there where we're going to be. We're pretty much just going to be there on Sundays.
I work Saturdays.
Yeah, so that's about the only time we have. But other than that, we're going to start driving now and turn the camera off. So got to be safe on the road. We'll be back shortly. So we just got out of the Greater Chicago RV Show, which is alright. It's kind of a small venue here, so it's not the best. But went to a couple seminars. I'll link the people's website below. It's rvdreamers.com. They did some good seminars that made us realize a lot of things and a lot of the problems we're going to have. Biggest thing is traveling with our animals, being that we have 3 dogs and a cat right now.
3 different sized dogs.
Yeah.
That's, if they were little dogs, I don't think
that wouldn't be that big of an issue.
But we have a dachshund, a beagle, and a lab. And the lab has a big cage.
And we have a cat. So with the trailer that we have now, won't really be feasible. So looking into Class C's would be a better option for us, but to get a Class C with a good layout for us to use
for said cages,
for cages, and for the dogs to be able to run free while we're driving, we're looking big money.
But like the seminar people said, if you can go into it debt free, that's what you want to do. So, and if we sell our house, that would pay for whatever we go to get. Hopefully.
Potentially.
It depends on what we end up getting.
I'm almost back into new truck and travel trailer or 5th wheel.
The other thing we learned today was whatever you do, you want to be comfortable. So what we have right now, we won't be comfortable with. Not with 3 dogs and a cat.
Definitely not. So we have to do a lot more research and thinking. Which
is okay, because we still have quite a bit of debt to get paid off. Yeah. We still have a couple of more RV shows that we want to go to. We have one in 2 weeks, and then another one after that. So, and now, since I've been doing the research too, not just on YouTube, it was nice to be in a seminar and learn things for myself, not just Sean explaining it like I said to him. It's nice hearing it from somebody else, you know, because I actually was paying attention and listening. So it's gonna be easier now that I have a better understanding, because that was one of the things that they had mentioned in the seminar, was both people have to be on point with what they want. Like, they had suggested that each person goes into a room, writes down what they want out of this, like, scenario, come back, and then see where you agree on things. I actually think that's kind of interesting, and we should do it, and then we can come up with a video and show all of our friends that we either agree or disagree.
Well, there'll be a lot of agreement, because...
Yeah, I know, because we
want a lot of the same things out of the adventure of doing it by seeing sights and stuff.
And it was interesting, too, because I also learned, like, that we should, at the very least, go, like, 25 miles a day, and then most would be 200, and, like, they came up, like, they said, pick your destination and say, okay, I'm going to be there in 3 months, and then take your time getting there.
Yeah, and I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, but
you don't want to rush around and do all the things, because then you're out of things to do, and that's it.
No,
then
well, that is it.
You burn out all your stuff that you want to see, and then it's like, okay, now what are we going to do?
Right, they get overwhelmed, and then their money's out. And so, since we're going into this debt-free, I mean, we're pretty much 12 years behind these people that we watched in the seminar, because they were 41 when they got going, and we're 35, and Sean will be 40 this year. So, I mean, we're right there, and they went into it without having any money. That's us. We're going into it.
Well, but they were also debt-free. They basically sold their house, and selling their house paid for their brand new truck and brand new fifth wheel, and they still had savings in the bank.
Which is pretty much what we're not going to have the savings in the bank.
We won't have the savings that they had, I'm sure.
But we're going to be...
We'll hopefully be debt-free.
Yeah.
But that'll be tough if we buy a new trailer and truck.
Well, no, because when we sell the house, we'll be debt-free. Because we'll be able to put the money, our equity in the house.
Well, yeah, but I don't think we'll be completely debt-free.
It'll be close.
It'll be close.
And so, adventures begin as we sit here and try and figure out which... There was a whole slideshow that they did, and one whole page that they did was eye-openers of things that we need to really think about.
Yeah. They talked about, like, your budgeting and everything, which
we don't.
We don't, but we've been talking about it, and we need to start doing it.
And she even said they documented even every quarter they went into a vending machine.
Yeah.
So I think, like, those are things that are going to help us out a lot. Because, I mean, drinking a Monster. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many Monsters I drink that I'm not even thinking about, oh, here's 250, here's 250, here's 250.
Well, and we can start doing that. And
we will.
I think we're going to use a program called Mint. What's nice about it is it's cloud-based, so you have the app you can put stuff in, or your computer. And I'll put a link to Mint website down below. Not affiliate or anything. I've looked into a lot of stuff, and that or like Quicken would be like my options to go with. But Mint is free. Quicken you have to pay for. So that's why Mint would be our choice on it, because it's no cost. Where Quicken you're buying a new upgraded version every year. Mint is just there. So we need to start doing that, start tracking all our stuff. Another great thing they talked about was boondocking and your holding tanks and stuff like that.
Howard said logging your logs, so that way you know how many logs go into your
into the black
into
tank.
your black tank, and you know how long you could be out. Which we already know from personal experience that I
don't know how to shower. I
filled up our tank, our gray tank, in 3 showers.
Yeah.
So if we're boondocking for 2 weeks, I'm either gonna reek or we're gonna fill up our
we also
tanks.
do have an outdoor shower. So if we're boondocking in the middle of nowhere, and I have a pop-up like shower enclosure that we can put out there, so you can actually shower outside.
That's true. I didn't.
And then you're not filling the tank up, but you're burning through water faster.
Right, and they did tell us that it's 8 for every gallon of water is 8 point something ounces or pounds.
Yeah.
So you also have to know how much your travel trailer weighs and how much your axles can be and whatever, which is all stuff I know from being in the trucking industry for so long, but it's not things I was thinking about, and I'm sure Sean was, but not me.
Well, another reason I've been leaning towards a Class C is because usually your freshwater tank is internal and it's more mid-based, not, hanging below the vehicle. So when you're talking about that, a cabin chassis of a Class C obviously can hold more weight than the crappy travel trailer frames. So there's another advantage there. But our big disadvantage is go to a Class C, have to be a fairly large one. We're going to talk, we would not have the equity to pay off from our house, because we'd also have to buy a toter vehicle to tow behind us. So we want to go out and about and do stuff.
Or if we go to work, because we could do that whole work camp thing that they were talking about.
Work camping and stuff like that. But a lot of things we still need to. I mean, obviously we're not jumping into this. We're not going full time next week. So we have the time to figure all this out. We're trying to get our debt paid off, and honestly, I don't want to do this until our debt is paid off, because I don't want to have to be trying to pay bills when we don't have any source of income at the time. And doing work camping, I mean, if you have a truck and travel trailer or Class C and a toter car or whatever, you work camp, a lot of campgrounds, you get your spot for free, and you have to work like 25 hours a week. And some will pay you on top of the free campsite, some don't. You work more hours, they'll pay you. You know, you work 25, that pays for your campsite, and then you work more, you can get some actual cash income. Also looking at like the Amazon workforce camping thing down they do in Tennessee and Kentucky, where you work right around the holiday season and help out in the warehouses, basically. If we both did that, we could. You're doing it from usually October to just before Christmas. In that time, we could save all that money we make, and that would give us 6 months on the road without having to have an income. So that could be beneficial. What we have to figure it out. That's where the budgeting needs to come into play. We need to figure out what it's going to cost us, and then to travel, fuel economy, whatnot. Also, a big thing is campground sites, campground costs. If we're going to camp somewhere, it's going to cost us more than boondocking, which I've always been a big fan of trying to do the boondocking thing. But that's where truck and trailer, or even Class C and car, boondocking is difficult because you can't just drop your trailer at a Walmart parking lot where you're boondocked overnight and go do things. You have to take it to a campground. Now, if you're camping on BLM land or something like that, then you can leave your trailer and still go do things. Whereas a Class C, you just drive the Class C right to where you want to go.
But we also did throw in the whole, maybe we'll just get one of those slide-ins that go into the back of the truck bed. I mean, that's an option too.
It's not an option with the animals.
Well,
it's really not, because there's nowhere to put cages at all at that point.
Okay, I guess it's not an option. My bad.
It'd have to be big slide in, and those we'd need a dually, long bed, and you're talking, the ones I've looked at, you're looking at like $35,000, $40,000 for a slide in, which just doesn't seem.
No, it doesn't make sense.
You're buying a truck plus you're buying a slide in.
So we learned a lot today.
And we have a lot to consider and think about before.
Look forward to seeing more videos from us as we go through and figure out and decipher how we're going to do this and how quick we're going to. Our original plan was October 1st of this year. I don't think that's doable. We're going to have to come down to our budget.
I always said it wasn't doable.
Yeah, that's true. He did. But it's going to come down to our budget and our debt and what we're going to do. I mean, if we're going to do a travel trailer, we're going to do a truck, or if we're going to do a C-Class. There's so many things that now that I had a personal, like someone's in my face telling me, like, other than Sean, because let's be honest, I don't always listen. And now that I have somebody else, like, helping me, it was being around like-minded people. We were around a room full of people that were asking questions and things that I wouldn't think of and Sean didn't tell me about, so we got a lot of research to do. But it's research that we both want to do because we both want to be on the road, which was one big thing that Howard, and I think her name was Linda, touched base on, was make sure that your partner is on the same page, like, because otherwise you're going to have resentment if one wants to go and one doesn't, or because you're going to come home early, and then that one that wanted to go that's home isn't going to want to be there. And we both want to go. Traveling and RVing, and it's both of us.
Yeah.
So, game on. Let's just get our debt gone, sell the house, and move on. But those 3 dogs and a cat are really, as much as I love them, they're our fur children, they're kind of putting a damper on things right now.
Yeah, and we need to make a decision fairly soon on what we're gonna do, because if we're gonna plan on doing a C-Class and a car to tow behind, or if we're playing a new truck and a new trailer, I'd like to purchase the items well before we go on the road, like this summer, in a couple months, if we can get our credit or debt to income ratio straightened out and do that this summer. Then we have them for, say, 6 months to a year before we go on the road. Then we have established payments and everything like that. We're not just jumping in going, okay, tomorrow we're buying our truck and trailer, and 2 days later we're selling our house and we're going on the road. And I don't want to deal with that.
Too much stress.
I'd rather have the stuff in advance, say, okay, we have all our stuff paid off except the new truck and trailer or C-Class and whatever. And then we know we need to get X amount for our house. Boom, we sell the house, pay the stuff off, or pay as much off as we can, and then do it. Plus, we need to have established income on the road. We started a blog, we started YouTube, all that jazz, but that's not, one, it's no income as of right now, and it probably won't be any income for a period of time, potentially a few years, and we need to have some other source of income to be on the road. We can't just rely on work camping off the bat. That's not...
No.
I want steady income of some sort. So, I don't want to miss payments.
Nope. Because this isn't a giant vacation, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah. So, well, we're getting ready to leave here. I didn't do any filming inside just for the fact of every time we went into a trailer or a motorhome, it was too many people in there, and I'm not going to record other people if they don't want, I don't want to deal with people getting mad or anything like that.
And we lost the dead cat that goes on our microphone.
Yeah, that fell off somewhere in there while I was carrying it.
Well, we got steps on our Fitbit looking for it.
Yeah, yay. So now I got to buy a new dead cat or a new microphone. Figure something out. But other than that...
So all in all, this was an okay experience here at the Greater Chicago RV Show. This is our first time here. We'll come back next year. But it's definitely not our favorite. We definitely like the one that's at the Donnelly Convention Center.
Yeah, Rosemont. And hopefully we'll get to Madison and also the Rockford shows.
Oh no, we're getting to Madison.
Well, Madison we are getting to, but hopefully we'll get to the Rockford show, and that all is depending on her work schedule. So I'm not going to go on my own because there's really, unless I go and just grab brochures or something or get information on, if I find a specific model that really looks good to me, then I can get the information and we can look it up at home and she can see it, and then we can eventually go and actually see one in person.
Yep, I'm one of those people that has to touch everything. I can't just go and browse on the internet. Nope.
Yeah. Well, I prefer to see stuff in person too, but I check the internet first.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper to look online than it is to drive around.
I like to be outside.
So, all right, well, that's it for now. We'll probably...
You should see us more often. I got a new part-time job, and that was part of the stress of not seeing us, was working so many hours. So look forward to seeing us more often as we work through all of these hurdles, so to speak, and how we work through them.
And I'll put links in the description for, obviously, the Greater Chicago RV Show, and I'll put links into some of the dealers that were here. Actually ran into somebody I know that works at one of the dealers. I've known him from before, from other places than RV stuff, but...
Oh, Hank?
Yeah. he was very informational too, to a point, on like what we're looking at cost-wise for a Super C, which is what I'd prefer to have. But I'll put links into a lot of those places and stuff, and then definitely a link to rvdreamers.com
Oh
website.
gosh, yeah, they were so awesome.
They have a lot of good information on their website.
They've been doing it for 12 years.
Yeah, they have a lot of good information on their website. I have looked at it already.
They're my idols.
They do have, which I won't be doing, is they have spreadsheets for doing budgeting. They charge for them though. Basic spreadsheet, it's like they charge like $5 to download the template, which I'm not gonna spend the money on when I can get app or a template online from somewhere else for free. Theirs is tailored to the RV industry though, so, or not industry, but RV living, by like the menu options and whatever. But I can take any online template that's free and rename things to what I want it to be. So that's it's a source of income for them. I understand that, but maybe a $5 one I would buy, but they have ones up to like $25, and I just don't think that's feasible. Not to me at this point. And plus, I don't, spreadsheets and Excel charts and stuff. I
love them.
They're good. I don't deny they're great. But when you could have a program that literally will track for years and years and years, and you can look back and do year-to-date history and everything a lot easier than having to program that into an Excel chart, which they might have. I don't know. I haven't looked at those. But to me, it's just more convenient to have that app. I've got it on my phone. She can have it on her phone. I can have it on my computer. And it all works together, and it's all cloud-based, so that works, in my opinion, a little easier.
Alright, you're yapping
But
and
yes,
rambling.
I do ramble all the time. So
it's time, and we gotta get to Whole Foods.
yeah, so like, subscribe, all that stuff, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you guys choose.
Tell your friends.
Share the videos. That tells your friends. I will definitely, like I said, put links in. So that's it for now. And I think that's pretty much all the information that we need to give right now.
Someone's gonna yell at me for waving. Bye, guys.
You guys have a good day.